What's up, guys? It's your main man, Stevie G, coming at you with another episode of the Seamless Garage Podcast. And in this episode, I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to make more hours as a flag technician. So stay tuned. It's going to be a good one. Alright guys, before we get into this one, I just want to say thank you we've made the 100 subscriber mark, and I'm just really appreciative of that on YouTube. So really appreciative of that. I want to thank you guys for getting us to that mark. It's a small milestone, but it's a big one to me. It's a huge one to me, and we're going to keep this thing going. I'm going to give out everything I know and try to put out as much content as possible that you guys want to see. So make sure you comment below if you're on YouTube. Make sure you leave a review and you send me a message if you're listening to the podcast. Let me know what you want to hear about next, what you want to pick my brain on. If you want to do Q&A, whatever, that'd be dope. That'd be really dope, and I'll do it. But anyway, I'm going to do something special for you guys. The day ones. I'm basically calling it a day one package, and I'm talking about like the real OGs, the original ones that were reaching out to me at the very beginning of this thing, and I'm gonna do a really cool special package for you guys. So be on the lookout for that. That's coming very soon. But anyway, let's get into this. Let's get into this topic for today. 5 tips to make more hours as a flag tech. So the first one I got is improve your efficiency. Now, we've already talked about this in another episode of the podcast. So if you're on YouTube, click the link. If you're not, just scroll down on the podcast, look at the other episodes, and find the one that talks about improving your efficiency. I'm pretty sure that's exactly the title. So just do that. And anyway, so basically I'll give you a little rundown of what that is: improving your efficiency. Simple things. Getting better at learn the line of the vehicles. Getting better at your R&R process. Pulling things apart in clusters. That kind of stuff. Just any way to improve your efficiency. Okay. There's several things. I drew a blank on the other ones that are actually on there. One of them is being better at diagnosing. So basically, just being a more well-rounded technician, which is obvious, right? But not so much sometimes. Sometimes we get stuck in the rat race. Trust me, I've been there. The reason why I'm bringing these topics up is because right now I'm the guy that I wish somebody would have been for me, telling me how to improve when I was stuck in a rut. I felt like I was stuck. I felt like I couldn't get better, or I couldn't make more hours. And I'm just here to be in your guys' ears. Man, I can't speak today. Be in your guys' ears and be that guy that I wish I would have had, telling me stuff. Now, I did have some mentors, but they didn't really understand what I was going through because times have changed. Sometimes we need to get a new watch. Anyway, I digress. So learning the line, getting better at diagnosing, all those things that are going to improve your efficiency while you're working on the vehicle, and while you're working in general. So make sure you click that link if you're on there. Check that one out. It's a really good one. Tip number 2, do a better job with your multi-points. This one's a huge one. This one probably should have been the last one so I could make a big deal about it, but this one's a huge one. Out of all of them are great, but this one you'll really see instantly. You'll see better hours on your check. You will see, like I said, you'll see more hours. So the thing about it is, if you don't know what a multi-point is, sheesh. You need to figure that out. But multi-point, 27 points, some people call it. It's when you check over the vehicle. Customer comes in, they have their complaint, whatever it is. Let's say it's a rattle going down the road. Cool. You diagnose that. But guess what? You you should always, always, always fill out your multi-point. I don't know a single shop that doesn't have a multi-point checkout. Check the vehicle out. Don't just check all the boxes green. You know what I'm saying? Check the vehicle out. You can make more hours that way. I'm telling you, you can. You literally check it all out. You can't miss anything. You know what I'm saying? It's just huge. It's paramount. Once I figured that out, man, I started making more hours. And I'm going to go ahead and cut out some of the bullshit that you guys are going to say about, oh, they won't buy it, you know, this and that. Don't want to bother them with it. Oh, I'll scare off the customer. I'm going to cut all that bullshit out. Let me put it to you in fucking regular terms, man. You tell the customer, and here's why. They deserve to know, okay? They deserve to know what's wrong with their vehicle, what's going on with it. Who gives a shit whether you scare them off or not? You're not going to scare them off if you know how to talk, you know how to speak, and your service writer knows how to speak, okay? Because it's not scaring them off. It's letting them know the reality of what's going on with their vehicle. You know what I'm saying? It's your job to do that because that's what you're getting paid to do. So make sure that you're doing that, dude. It's safety. Check that vehicle over like it's your grandmother's vehicle and she's going on a long trip, man. Check that vehicle over. Let them know everything that's wrong with it. You know, if they're a normal human being, they're not going to be freaked out by that because they need to know. Okay, they need to know this kind of stuff. So, you know, hit them with it. I hit them with everything, man. And so let's get a little detailed into this bullet point here about the multi-points. Check out everything, all the way around the vehicle. You see a leak, put it down there. Everything, okay? I just lost my train of thought, but you got to check everything out all the way to the end. Everything. Oil leak, it doesn't matter how big it is, how little it is. Put it down. Put down the services that are due at the time. Some of you guys don't even know, so you need to find that out. You need to find out what that make and model needs at a certain mileage. Let's say a 30K service, a 50K service, you know, whatever it may be. You need to know what to do with that mileage. And if you don't have it in your history that it's been done, or you look at the fluid and it's dirty, recommend it, man. But I just see so many people not filling them out because they're afraid they're going to run off the customer. And that's just not the case, man. And regardless if you run the customer off or not, it's your job. It's your job to disclose that information to them. Wouldn't you want them to do that for you? Wouldn't you want to know if your transmission's about to go out, even though that's not what you came in for? I think you'd want to know that. So have that respect for the other people. So don't make it about you, make it about them. Okay? And let me tell you right now, before we move on, let me tell you, I've changed the minds of a lot of people that I've done this with and talked to. They used to think the same thing. You're going to scare a customer off. I've had old vehicles with over 100,000 miles on it. Buy everything that I recommend. And if that doesn't improve your hours, I don't know what will. Car comes in, diagnosed for some kind of drivability issue, pays 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever it is. And then you sell 10 to 15 hours worth of services because they want to keep their vehicle instead of trading it in. They want to keep the vehicle that they love and they've enjoyed driving and they trust. And they just want to do all the services that are done, need to be done on it. Dude, you can't beat that. How are you going to beat that? There's your hours right there in a day. And you know as well as I do, services like that, brake jobs and fluid services, induction services, all that good stuff, does not take as long as it pays. So you're gonna make hand over fist on that. And the customer's going to be happy because the car is ready to go and is going to be reliable again for another 100,000 miles. So just keep that in mind. Let's move on, but that's a huge one. And if you're stuck, like I said, if you got this mental stick that you're going to run off the customer, somebody has taught you the wrong thing, and that's not the way to think about this. You don't need to even be in this field if you're thinking about that, because customers deserve to know what's going on with their vehicle. Alright, so let's move on. Number 3, set your work week up properly. See the episode on this. I have an episode where I completely discuss how to break down your work week. Click the link on YouTube and we'll put it up here. if you're on the podcast, just look it up. Just look up how to set up your work week. That's the name of the podcast. But get better at that. You know what I mean? Get better. Obviously you can adjust it, but diagnose in the morning, repair in the afternoon, whatever you need to do. But get better at setting up your work week. Have a routine. Routine is always important. If you don't have a routine, what do you have? You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what you're doing. How's your service writer going to know what they're doing? So set up your work week, okay? Point number 4, be to the shop early so you get the first tickets. This one's huge. When I was younger, I didn't do this because I'd rather sleep in. And then I grew up and realized, hey, you got to work, man. You got to get stuff done, and you have an advantage when you get there early because you get the first tickets. Because they're not going to hand a ticket to a guy that's not there. You know what I'm saying? So, again, this one's probably very obvious, but do that. Get there first. Get the good tickets. The other thing about that is you get on your dispatcher's good side when you're there early because they know they can trust you. They know they can depend on you. And you might find that since they're there before you are anyway, at our shop, 7:30 is when the shop opens, so you get there at 7:20, 7:30. The dispatcher may be there before then. You may have a ticket on your desk when you get there. Now, I just said that they don't hand tickets to people that aren't there, but if you get reliable where, it's been a whole month and you're there early every day, they're gonna throw it at you first. And plus, like I said, you're gonna get on the dispatcher's good side. So you get the first ticket, you might even get the last ticket. You know what I'm saying? It's just how that works. They show that they find out who's the worker and who's not. Dispatching is a whole lot more than just handing out the ticket to a person. They make some heavy decisions on that, and you also want to make sure you're taking care of the employees that are taking care of you. So keep that in mind. Be there first. Get the first tickets. Early bird gets the worm. However you want to say it. That's all I got to say about that one. Let's move to the last one. This one should be obvious, but stay to finish the job. What I mean by that is, if you're a flag hour tech, you're based off of flag hours, you're getting your time out of all data or whatever, you don't work from 8 to 5, okay? You hourly guys, disregard this whole tip. This has nothing to do with you, and really the majority of these don't, you know what I mean? Just show up to, all of these really don't, because this is about flag tech. So if you're an hourly tech, I'm sorry. This advice will help you if you ever become a flag tech. But, you just there, you clock in, clock out, you make your money. Us flag techs, that's not how it's done. We do not work from 8 to 5. We get there early, and sometimes we leave late. Sometimes we leave early. If we're a flag tech and we flagged 15 hours for the day and we haven't even made it to 5 o'clock, we may leave early. Or if we run out of stuff to do, we may leave early. Guess what? Because we're not getting paid hourly, so we're not obligated to be there. Sometimes that's frowned upon, but anyway, we're not 8 to 5, and so what else that means is, let's say you're in the middle of a job and here comes 5 o'clock. Guess what? If you want, you can finish up that job. If it's early on during the week, that's what I'll do. I'll stay till 6, 7 o'clock, finish up a few jobs and get ahead. That's just how I am. I like to be ahead. So when I come in on Tuesday, I'm at 15, 20 hours. I'm ahead, and that feels great. I feel like the momentum is going. You know how, like in basketball games and in other sports, the momentum builds? I feel like that in a work week for me. You know what I mean? If I can get, 15, 20 hours on a Monday, come in on Tuesday with that, man, the momentum is going, and I'm just about to grind even more. That's just kind of how my mind works and usually how it feels. So anyway, just keep that in mind. This one's a huge one too. The multi-point is a big one. This one's really big too. This one for me was a mental block. I had this same exact issue. It was a mental block. I wanted to get off at 5, go home, play video games. Nothing against video games. I used to do it competitively. That's why I would go home. But that's all I would think about during the day. That's a whole nother topic. But what I'm saying is, I'd get there at 8 or 8:30. I'd run late, and I'd leave at 5. Okay, in the middle of a job. So you don't have to. You know what I mean? You can go home at 5 in the middle of a job. If you're doing good, that's fine. But if you want more hours, let's stay. You know what I mean? Let's stay. I'm not trying to call guys or make guys grinders out here and work yourself to death. What I'm saying is work, man. The work, work ethic is lacking right now these days. I notice, especially in younger people, the work ethic is just not there. Even on YouTube, all the popular influencers and everything, they're not talking about work ethic, man. Work ethic is huge. I don't know what you guys are learning out there, but work ethic is paramount. Paramount. So again, you're not there 8 to 5, man. You're there till you finish the job or whatever. You set your own schedule, man. You're renting that bay out. You can make as many hours as you want in a day. You just have to stay there sometimes. Let me give you one more instance on that, and then I'm going to wrap this up. All right. The instance is that, let's say you get there and you get a ticket for the day. You get there at 7:30, whatever, 8 o'clock. Get your tickets, whatever. You get caught up. You have nothing to do. After lunch, you come back from lunch at 1 o'clock. You have nothing to do. All right. Which is another one. Hold on. I'm going to hold another caveat. Lunches. If you take shorter lunches, you make more hours, okay? You bring your own lunch. You eat for 20 minutes or so, and then the rest of that is all yours to work, man, and make some money. It's all about work. People don't want to hear that, though. People want to find ways to make money and not work. Get your fucking work ethic, dude. Please. Get a work ethic, man. Want to work. If you don't love working, then you don't love what you do, and you need to move on. You need to move on. But anyway, back to what I was saying. You come in, get your work, and you get caught up by 1 o'clock. So from 1 to 4, 4:30, you don't have anything to do. You're kind of sitting around. By the way, if you're new to flag technicians, if you're new to flag, that's going to happen. You're going to have slow days where you don't get anything done because there's nothing to do. It's just the nature of the beast. You need to get used to that. Got another episode talking about that as well. Go check it out. Anyway, 4:30 comes around, they hand you a ticket. Now you got something to do, but you're already in chill mode because you've been sitting around for 4 hours, 3-4 hours, okay? What do? Put it in your box and go to the house, right? Wrong, bro. 4:30, pull that car in, get it diaged, whatever. Send it through. If it's something that you need to do, it's not a diagnosis, but it's some repairs that need to be done, hop on it. And you can work on that thing till 6, 7, however late you want to. But that's the nature of the beast. You didn't work for 4 hours prior. So catch up. You know what I'm saying? Catch up. You're not working 8 to 5, dude. You're working for yourself. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But that's a very important one. So anyway, I hope this helped you. I hope that you take these tips and improve you. Hopefully I didn't come off too abrasive and you just shut down, didn't listen to me. But I really wanted to get aggressive on this because I feel like people aren't taking it seriously. But they're complaining about they're not making any hours. This is the way to do it. So anyway, this is just what I do. So anyway, I hope you got some value out of this. And we're going to see you on the next episode. Appreciate you. I'm out. Later.